Hi again, welcome back to Art with Mr. O, Cartoon Bodies Part 2. So this is a very interesting thing. This is more of a technical thing. This time you're going to fold your paper in half horizontally. I believe some people call that hot dog style. And then you're going to come around behind me and I'm going to show you a couple of things here. So we haven't done a lot of perspective yet, but we're going to I'm just going to draw a line kind of lightly on that fold, and that's going to be the horizon line. Now, this isn't exactly cartooning, however, it is, it's kind of the same thing that we did with Cartoon Bodies Part 1, except we're a little bit more, well, you'll see. So the first thing I'm going to do, and this won't look like anything right away, is I'm going to do kind of like a bubble letter X. See the bubble letter X? I'm going to do a little one, and then I'll do a bigger one here. And I'm going to put it right on that horizon line. Now you can do it kind of lightly, or you can do it not so lightly, kind of like what I did. Now right above it, almost like a skull and crossbones, I'm going to put an egg shape, an oval. And I'm going to make the oval about as wide as the X. And over here, I'm going to make the oval about as wide as the X. After that, I'm going to put two circles on the upper edge of the oval. Now it kind of looks like a certain set of ears from a certain mouse that we know, but that's not what it is. And some of you will realize what it is here shortly. Now I'm going to put a smaller oval right up here, in proportion. Can you tell what they are yet? Well, now I'm going to take approximately the height from the top of this oval to the horizon line and make the same distance down here. The top of this oval and about the same distance down here. Now, this is a skeleton. And this is the pelvic bone, the rib cage, the shoulders, and the head. So the leg would go down and it would stop about right here because our hips are about the halfway point of our height. So our hips, from our hips down to the ground, and our feet kind of look like a triangle, like that. Halfway between there are our knees. Our wrists come about down to the horizon line from our shoulders. So we can drop our arm down, and halfway between that is our elbow. And you can put the upside or the triangles that way for hands too if you want. So now I do the same thing here. Straight down. And this is a great way. Now, this isn't a giant and a dwarf. This is one person who's closer to us than the other, and they're in the same proportions. So if I wanted to move them now, here's the knees about halfway. And if I draw this in lightly, if I want to actually make them doing something, maybe they're cowboys in a gunfight, just like I did with the cartoon bodies in the Cartoon Bodies 1 video. You can draw details on these skeletons. Maybe make a bandana. Maybe this guy has his arm back and his hand close to his gun, grabbing his gun. And this hand is back a little bit like that. See, it gives you the proportions of how they would move. And maybe his feet are a little bit bow-legged because he's hunched, ready to shoot. So he has a gun belt on, his gun sticking out, pants are down here like this. He's got his boots on. So see, you can just draw all this detail in. Now, imagine if I had drawn that skeleton in really lightly. His eyes are going to be here. He's got a frown on his face. Okay. Now, remember how I said in the last video, Cartoon Bodies 1, if a person's heavy, draw them thicker. If they're slimmer, draw them thinner. Well, let's make this a character from a certain scary movie. So here's the hips. Let's say this is a clown. His hair sticks out like this. And he's not holding a gun. What is he holding? He's holding a balloon. And he has one of those fat clown suits on. It makes his feet like this. You can do anything, you know. What would he be doing? Maybe he would be pointing at the, you know. And so you can sketch these whole scenes. Maybe there's a street here. Maybe they're on a street like they're having a, you know, there's a street and these buildings are going down. We'll get into buildings a little bit later on, but all these buildings are behind there, these saloons and stuff, you know, saloon. Anyway, so you can make a whole scene of different things just by doing that. So remember, so let's do a person quite far back. We would do a little X like this. There's the shoulders, the torso. Okay, and see, it's the same proportions. Maybe it's another cowboy. Maybe it's the sheriff watching or something. So it's the same proportions, but if you back up, it looks like this one's farther away. It doesn't look like this is a miniature person. Now, if I had this person standing right here on this guy's shoulder, then that would look like a little leprechaun or something. And that's, you know, that would seem very strange. But if you keep the X on the horizon line and you do everything in proportion, it automatically makes them look farther away or closer. So, you know, go ahead and maybe do one or two of these and see if you can draw them in and make your own scene that tells your own story, whatever it is you want to tell. Just try to do maybe 2 of those just for practice. And remember, practice is going to make you better. So the more you do it, the better you're going to get. So do that and have fun with art.